What do you say we pop a couple Viagra and do the podcast with raging mega hard boners? We drink to Super Bowl XLV, Valentine's Day, and beer from Finland this week on a special, very special podcast. Raging mega hard boner.
Dude, stop that.
I looked that up. I typed that into Yahoo search engine. 2 of the first 3 results were from BigDaveandCompany.com.
Really?
Yeah.
2 of the top 3.
Yeah, the third one was Urban Dictionary.
And that was on Yahoo
On
search?
Yahoo. Can't use Google for this trick because Google's because we got an in with Google.
So you'll definitely be 2 of the top 3.
But on Yahoo.
So you're not
independent search
disputing.
engine.
You're not saying that you go to Google and you won't see your searches. You're saying that you'll see even more.
You should probably see more.
So Google's more of an independent third party.
Yahoo's more of an
I mean,
independent.
Yahoo's more of an
Yeah.
And even on Yahoo, you were 2 of the top 3.
2 of the top 3.
That means sorry, I'm trying to ride your coattails again.
You can.
Media mogul. That's the definition of a media mogul. When you type in a famous Big Dave
Raging
and Company saying.
mega hard boner.
So is that a Big Dave and Company original?
Actually, I stole it from Super Troopers.
Oh,
Yeah.
well then it's not nearly as cool.
No.
So
But I'm taking
Super
it mainstream because there was no Super Trooper results.
I
All
wonder
Big
what
Dave and
happens if
Company.
you Google it. I'm going to Google it. You keep talking. I'm going to Google it.
I suppose we should start by saying this is the Big Dave and Company podcast. Hello, company. I am Big Dave. With me, as usual, my usual company, Kona the Wonder Puppy. You may hear her in the background. She's under the table with an indestructible bone, which is about a third destroyed. The unpaid interns are here. The lovely Emily Cumberbund from the FCC, and of course, Mike Alicious, who is currently Googling things.
So you're not even on. You're not
At
even,
all
You're not
on
even
Google.
at all on Google.
Which is sad. I was on it twice on Yahoo. Raging hard mega boners in the gym.
Ew.
See, I saw it a lot as raging hard mega boner, but I always
it's
heard it as
raging mega hard boner.
So anyway, he's looking that up on Google. I guess I was gonna talk about how you're a third generation Tahitian, but I'd rather talk about how you're a internet search maestro extraordinaire.
I'm busy searching.
That's what technical producers
I cannot
do.
type. I cannot type and talk at the same time.
It's hard. What if I do this with the extra mouse? What if I just grab it and go all crazy?
Stop. See,
Oh,
now
we're
you're getting all
having fun.
fucked up here.
Ooh, see, your search did different.
Well, how's that possible? See, now I think
You
you're
need
making
put a
shit
hyphen
up.
between mega and hard. That's what I did. Mega hyphen hard. Get rid of that pesky space.
I don't think it's hyphenate. You know, they're moving away from hyphens.
Are they?
In the English
That's sad. I
language.
use them all the time.
They're basically taking anything that was hyphenated and just making it 2 words.
Who does that? Who decides that?
I don't know, Webster.
There it is. Boom. 2 out of 3. I was able to replicate it. That means it's a scientific fact.
Yeah, and I'm an independent third party.
Type in raging mega hyphen hard boner, and you'll see it right there. Big David Company, March 2009, June 2010. It means sometime here, like May or April of 2011, we're going to have to type that in there.
Wow, pretty cool, man.
Internet searches and the whole podcast today. It's going to be a great podcast, by the way. Brought to you by our good friends at Morningwood Estate. Call or go online right now for details on the Morningwood Estate Valentine's Day photo celebration. Imagine candles, rose petals strewn about a luxurious Morningwood Estate room, a bottle of champagne on ice, and of course, the famous red satin sheets.
Dude, I'm getting a raging mega hard boner.
You can get a photo of all that for your Valentine's Day loved one by calling or going online to Morningwood Estates. That's right. They'll prop up one of their famous rooms with all the Valentine's Day trappings, and you can buy that photo for your lovely honey. Imagine the times you'll have reminiscing what could have happened if you weren't too cheap to go to Morningwood Estate. Call or go online now for details of the Morningwood Estate Valentine's Day photo celebration. It's Morningwood Estate.
Guaranteed to get laid at Morningwood.
That's not it.
That's their new tagline for just I almost said Thanksgiving. Wow, for the Valentine's Day special.
Oh, they didn't tell me that.
Hey, you don't get told everything.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't. Clearly, you don't.
I think you just made that up.
I totally made that up. Wake
thought
up with Morningwood.
I thought you were going to try to work
was
raging
trying-
mega hard boner in there.
No, I was trying to be serious, and you wouldn't.
No, I don't
You
buy
didn't
that
believe
shit.
me at all.
So we got a great podcast today. I don't know if I told you that. And we start, as we always start, well, we started this week with a Raging Mega Hard Boner. That's like our word of the week. That's like, if this was like Pee-wee's Playhouse, and every time we said that, everything would go crazy.
Like, yeah, the secret word.
Yeah, it'd be our secret word.
Yeah, it'd be like, because cherry and,
Sure.
that's right. Yeah.
And
Who's the-
masturbating in a public theater.
Who's the cowboy, the black cowboy dude?
I don't remember. I
What's
was
his
like
name?
3 when that show was on.
That's right. I was like 14.
But I can tell you that it is time for the news.
See, you threw me off there because you had a question. It was like
abrupt.
it was like a question mark at the end.
I know. I got a news article today.
No shit. You just told the people that, and we just played the music.
It's about marijuana
Okay.
and the police.
Okay.
I'm not going to
Like
read.
the band, like with Sting?
No, like the police officers. Like
oh.
Officer Butt Hansen.
Because I like the police.
Yeah,
like
they're good.
the band. Yeah.
I'm not going to read the headline for this because it gives away the whole article. So
All
I'm
right.
just going to launch into it. This is Dateline, Farmington, Connecticut. I got it from our good friends at the Associated Press. Police say a Connecticut man dialed 911 to ask a dispatcher how much trouble he could get into by growing one marijuana plant, then was arrested.
Oh, Jesus.
Farmington police say a dispatcher told 21-year-old Robert Michelson on Thursday night that he could get arrested for growing pot, and Michelson said thank you and hung up.
First of all, that's a definite radio name. Robert Michelson.
Officers went to Michelson's house and seized a small amount of marijuana and drug paraphernalia. Michelson has admitted he bought seeds and equipment for growing.
What a putz.
He was released on $5,000 bail after being charged with marijuana possession and other crimes. A woman who answered the phone at his home Friday said he wasn't available for comment.
It was his mom. He lives with his mom. You realize
Bold
that.
strategy.
Because he's got no job. Because
Right.
he's high all the
Right.
time.
Because he apparently got the 4 and the 9 confused. Would you think you'd get arrested if you called 411 information to ask that?
Well, it's information. They have all kinds of.
I mean,
but it's a recording.
I know
so.
911 gives you the police, but
Right.
if you dial like 411 or where I live 511 gives you to like the highway people, I'll be like, could you transfer me to police, please?
Should try it. Why don't we try it right here live on the
211.
air?
We already did enough Googling. You know, the thing about the podcast is that people can't see what we're doing. So when we Google it, there's just silence as we staring off the computer.
Which
Like-
is that doesn't make for good radio.
like, oh, we're currently Googling. We need a play-by-play announcer is what we need.
So we need another person in this tiny
Just
studio.
for when we're Googling things or doing other visual-related gags, which we
But
really
then-
should stay away from.
But then the play-by-play guy is going to need a color guy. So there's going to be 4 people.
Bold use of the hyphen there, Stone.
That's good.
I'm Stone.
That'd be good.
I'm Stone Moncrief here with 3-time All-Star Chuck Higgins.
It would actually be funny if,
I like Chuck Biggins better.
you and I could be the
Stone
play-by-
Moncrief and Chuck Biggins.
It'd be cool if you and I could be the play-by-play in color for some other podcast. That'd be funny. That would be funny.
That would be pretty
If we
hilarious.
could pull that up.
Did I ever tell you, you ever done the porn name game?
Sure.
You know, where you take like
there's many different
there's versions.
variations.
We always played the name of your first pet
Okay.
and the name of the street you grew up on.
Okay.
And mine comes out to be more of like a sportscaster name than a porn name.
What is it?
Spot Grandview.
Spot Grandview
Spot-
here, coming to you live from Super Bowl 45.
We're going down to Padres Stadium where Spot Grandview's on the scene.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Mine would have been Annie Covey.
Annie Covey.
Annie Covey.
My lady friend's is Buff Otter.
Buff. It would
Buff
have been
Otter.
funny if it was Buff Beaver.
It's actually Buff Otter Lake, but that doesn't count.
Oh.
So we call it Buff Otter.
Buff Otter?
Or Buffy Otter because it's a her.
That's better.
I'm Buffy Otter. Anyway, news this week brought to you by McCallum Used Calendar Emporium in Phoenix, Arizona. Now featuring a special on 1977 Bicentennial Plus One models. That's the McCallum Used Calendar Emporium, where the past is now.
Bicentennial
Plus
one.
one. Because the bicentennial calendars, you don't run a special on those.
Because those are still in high demand.
Right. Bicentennial plus one.
Oh my
Not a lot of
God.
people looking to find out June 1977.
Yeah, I would be. That's a good year and a good month.
Yeah, I
Dave.
know, but you can just go on the interwebs and type that in to Wikipedia. It'll tell you what day of the week it was and what.
Why you got to be like that?
I'm just saying.
What
I
if
guess
I want it in paper
if
form?
you wanted a commemorative calendar of June 1977, you would go to McAllen's used calendar emporium.
You almost said use
Phoenix.
condoms.
I almost did. That would be even creepier.
That'd be a bad business.
Oh no, we wash them. It's okay.
They're fully sanitized.
They're sterilized. We bleach them. And know that
These are the highest grade commercial condoms. They're rated for 4 uses.
let me take you over to our Abe Lincoln section.
Full line of rail splitter models.
Even a used rail splitter is better than a new Ramses. I got to tell you about this incident I had. Let me tell you about this incident I had, okay? I went on a little trip this past weekend. It was Super Bowl weekend. Did not go to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Because everyone goes to the Super Bowl.
Right.
I'm not everyone, okay?
Right, that's true. Plus, it's hard to pull the, hard to pull the corporate yacht into Dallas.
Yes, it's difficult.
Yeah.
It doesn't go up the Trinity River very well.
No.
So I took a trip and went to my ancestral homeland of the past.
Okay.
And I took my,
Did you see Patsy?
yes.
Good.
Yeah. And I took
Did she
my
ask about me?
no. I took my car because it's not that far away, and I do enjoy
the
driving.
corporate car.
No, my car, my
Oh,
personal.
your
vehicle.
personal vehicle?
Yeah, my 1989 Toyota Celica.
You didn't have somebody drive you like
No.
you normally do?
No.
Wow, you're like slumming it.
And we go down there, my lady friend and I, and we need to get gasoline to come home.
Sure.
So we go to a Speedway gas station.
Okay.
Okay. For those of you who are familiar, it's a chain.
It's a national chain.
So we go into the Speedway, okay? I'm filling the car like a gentleman. She goes in to use the facility.
Like a woman does.
And I come walking in, and she comes out, and we are like looking for like drinks and snacks to have on the road.
Sure.
You know,
Now, do you go for the sweet or do you go for the salty?
usually one of each.
Good choice.
Or a mix, you know, you get the sweet.
Sure.
So we're looking for that, and these 4 teenage kids walk in, very obviously high school age kids. Okay, they have to be 16 because one of them drove them there. There was no like
it's a
car.
pack.
Right, 4 of them, 2 couples, 2 guys, 2 girls.
Okay.
Not like guy couple girl. They could have
Sure.
been, I suppose, but you know.
Probably guy girl.
And
guy
they were
girl.
dressed semi-formal, like they were going to homecoming or
Okay.
Sadie Hawkins maybe this
Sure.
time of the year.
So not like the full tuxedo.
No, the guys were wearing like coats and
Okay.
ties,
Sure.
like sport coats and ties, and the girls had like dresses on.
Nice.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah. And they come walking in, and first they're talking about Carmex, but then all of a sudden they're talking about condoms. They're very obviously parking themselves in front of the condom section at the Speedway.
And the guys are hoping that they're going to need some of those.
They're in it to buy. All 4
Okay.
of them are in the conversation to buy this box of condoms.
Sure.
And they're oh, should we get the pleasure pack? Should we get blah 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 blah? So they pick it out, right? And the 4 of them proceed to the register. Now, Speedway at this point, I walk in and there's nothing going on when we walk in, but all of a sudden they're doing like 2 register bang 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 because a bunch of people showed up. There's one lady working the registers, probably in her 40s, maybe 50. The other one is like a 23-year-old chick. Okay. And the teenagers are all in line, and they go up to the middle-aged ladies.
And the only thing they have is 1 pack of condoms.
Pack of condoms.
Okay.
And the girl is kind of trying to hold them down by her legs so not everybody can see, but they're talking very loudly and laughing a lot about how they're getting condoms.
Okay.
So they go up to the lady and they buy it and they leave. And I'm saying to my lady friend, I'm saying, I don't think they should. I was like, I don't think they're, because we're laughing at them, you know, and I'm like, I don't think they're buying them to use with each other. I think they're buying them as a gag for somebody, because teenagers, when they buy condoms, are very quiet and try
Sure.
not to notice themselves, or they just swipe them.
Right.
You don't go in there like, oh, we're buying condoms. Blah, blah,
Sure.
blah. You know, unless you're around other teenagers, then you go, yeah, I got condoms. But
Exactly.
they were being very nervously joking, like
Like
Yeah.
they didn't really care if anybody
Right.
knew. Right.
So I'm thinking they're buying them for friends. So I'm telling my lady friend this, and we start hearing the people talk, the tellers, and the 23-year-old girl goes, well, I don't think they should be buying those and doing that. And the middle-aged lady's like, well, what, would you rather have them wrap it up? Or not, or to be unprotected, you know?
Right.
And she goes,
You
well,
you moron.
I just don't think they should be doing that. And as I step up to the younger girl's line, I said, she goes, I just don't think they should be buying those. And I said, well, why? Is it like a shitty brand or something? Because I'd never seen the box. She goes, well, I don't know about that because I don't use condoms. And I'm like, okay.
Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how
Right.
that works out for
She
you.
goes, well, me and my partner have been together and my boyfriend for 3 years, and we don't use condoms anymore. And I'm like, fair enough. Because if she's on birth
Fine,
control and they're
fine,
committed, whatever,
whatever, fine.
But she doesn't need to be like, first of all, she's like abhorred that these teenagers are using
Right,
condoms.
and like you can't tell me she didn't at the first part of their relationship with her
Use them,
now
I would
committed
hope.
boy.
But apparently she didn't. Apparently she just jumped
because
in.
condoms are only for sailors. Everybody knows that.
So we're like, all right, whatever, and we leave. It gets better. We go outside, and we're parked at, there's 2 pumps like in a row.
It would have been even funnier if she was quite obviously pregnant.
Right, and she had
Right.
like 7 kids.
Right. Anyway,
So we go outside, okay? And we're parked there's two pumps, there's like, you pull past one to get to the next one. And we're at the farthest one away. So there's a pump open behind us.
you're at the diesel pump because your car takes diesel.
Diesel, yes. My monster truck, my Bigfoot vehicle.
monster truck.
I actually have a Suburban mounted on top of a Bigfoot truck that's pulled by a semi.
And the Celica or Corolla was
The
it
Celica.
Celica is just used to start the
the other
engine
ones,
on the
yes.
monster truck.
Yeah. so we're stopped there, and we're walking out, and this car comes whizzing in, and it's like a mid-2000s Toyota Corolla, okay? Ruby red, that's obviously been in an accident. It's missing its right front fender, it's missing its headlight, and there are parts bungee corded to the car.
That happens.
Comes whizzing in, license plate says Kitten, K-T-T-N.
Oh, God.
Personalized license plate, K-T-T-N. So we're walking, he pulls up right behind us. The guy's inside obviously fiddling with the radio. He stops the car, turns it off, cranks the radio as loud as he can, gets out of the car. He's about 40, balding, and rocking out at the gas station, loud enough so everyone has to hear, to the song Crazy Bitch. By
Yeah, Buck Cherry.
Buck Cherry. So
think.
he's rocking Crazy Bitch. And he's very obviously like put a CD in. It's on a CD or
Sure.
something. And he's loving it. Toyota Corolla, Kitten, Crazy Bitch, pervo looking, pedophile looking. Like, I'm surprised he wasn't wearing a white bag.
Sure.
And he's looking at us like we're the freak shows as we're walking by. Now, granted, I'm staring at him unapologetically, slack-jawed, staring at this
But
guy.
a guy who pulls that, he
Just
wants you to
that.
notice.
So I'm giving him like the look.
the
like,
full slack jaw.
like slack jaw, like I've never seen this retarded combination ever. My girlfriend and
I know where this is going.
are talking to each other. We're standing on opposite sides of the Celica.
Okay.
And we can't talk to each other across the top because it's too loud.
It's that loud.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was odd. It was the craziest visit I've ever had to the Speedway. And nobody knows this too, but
What I was hoping you were going to say is the cashier comes out and that was her boyfriend.
Oh, I wish. It would have been complete.
That would have been awesome.
And
that's where I hope that was going.
It's just the whole thing before
It's
I went
like
in.
surreal.
Before I went in while I'm pumping gas, one of the Speedway workers is outside shoveling, talking to another worker. I don't know why there were so many workers at the Speedway.
Well, it's a busy place, obviously.
At 8 o'clock on a Saturday night, there's like 12 of them there or something. They're talking about how, well, why are you still here? Well, I can't go home because they're making sandwiches and they won't come get me until after the sandwiches or something. There's something about making sandwiches, and so she was still at work. And then, like, the girl inside wouldn't use the condoms, and then Kitten was there. It was just all very odd.
You should have taken a picture of the dude driving the car with the knitting.
We should like you pose. You pose for
I'm
us.
surprised it didn't say like free candy on the door of his car. Fucking pedophile.
It was the strangest fucking thing.
Pedophiles brought to you by.
Our trip to Speedway today brought to you by the Sunflower Toaster Co-op, 15 stores in Pawnee Rush in Ness Counties, Kansas, bringing you 30% lower costs on toasters for all members of the co-op. That's the Sunflower Toaster Co-op, making toasters affordable since 1958.
It would have been interesting if it was like brought to you by Shell Gasoline or something. The Speedway today brought to you by Shell Gasoline.
No, the Sunflower Toaster Co-op.
That's interesting. It's a co-op.
Of stores to get better deals on toasters.
Better deals on
I guess
toasters.
toast is very popular.
Well, and toasters can be expensive,
so
especially those 4-slot with the bagel. Those are not cheap.
no,
Can't take that lightly.
no. But you can get like a
You have
regular.
to save up for that.
You can get a regular 2-slot style for like $3.50.
Yeah, well, they're like $8,
You can buy them
$8 at
used for
Walmart.
89 cents if you go to the Goodwill.
Yeah, but only one slot works.
so how much toast do
So
you
you,
need?
get, so you get 2 of those. There's your sandwich.
You get one, and then by the time you put the toast in and it pops up, and you put the next one in, by the time you got your goodies on that, or you've eaten the toast, the next one's ready.
That's true.
It's like toast on demand. Kind of.
That's what we should sell at the podcast store. Toast.
Yes.
Big Dave's Toast on Demand Toaster. It's basically a broken ass 1-slot toaster.
Toaster.
We could sell it for $19.99.
This is what we do. We go in there, we unsolder all the stuff to the other thing, and it's a convenient hand grip. We cut all electricity out to it, and it's a convenient hand grip.
And what if we accidentally don't cut electricity out to it?
We put a huge disclaimer on the box.
This is not a hand grip.
Personal risk.
Even though it says on the front, with new handy hand grip.
Danger of personal risk. Do not use
as hand
custom
grip.
molded hand grip.
That's like the warnings that are on the Q-tip boxes that say, do not use to clean out ears.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck else do you use
What am I
a
going to
Q-tip
use it for?
That's what Q-tips are for.
God.
I know.
Anyway, did you watch the Super Bowl?
Hell yes.
Did you notice what was the most exciting part for me? For you?
The football.
You know what the most exciting part for me was? And I don't know if a lot of people noticed
Tell me
this.
Christina Aguilera.
We sponsored the 35-yard line this year.
We did?
The NFL takes sponsorship on anything.
Is
You
that
know
why
how
we're
it's
not
always
getting? Is that why we're not getting profit sharing again this year?
right. You know how it's always like
You're a dick.
the Toyota halftime show brought to
Yeah.
you by.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Well, this year we sponsored the 35-yard line. So every time they got to the 35-yard line, it was supposed to be like, Aaron
David
Rodgers
Company.
sacked at the Big David Company podcast 35-yard line.
But that never happened.
And then no one ever got to the 35. It was always there was on either side of it.
That sucks.
I know, but we sponsored it. It was a big deal.
Yeah, I'm sure it cost a lot of money.
$11,000.
Just for the 35-yard line.
Yeah, for both of them. You get both.
Oh, you get both. That's like a package deal.
I
That's-
mean, we couldn't afford the 20. That's the red zone because that's
Sure.
like that's like the Old Spice red
right,
zone.
right.
And you can't do the 50. That's
Or the
like
one, because a lot of things happen at the 1
1
yard
yard
line.
line, right? So we did that. We chose the 35. We thought that was an economical one.
Yeah, oh yeah. We got a lot of money.
They actually
a lot of
wrote.
money's worth on it.
They actually wrote the Big David Company podcast
Now, don't-
in the 35-yard line in white.
Don't we need that was a bold choice of colors.
It was actually white on a clear background.
Don't we need express written consent from the NFL commissioner to even talk about the fact that we purchased or may be purchasing or have purchased any advertising that has to do with the big game, also known as the Super Bowl? Number
No, that
45?
comes with part of
Because I
the-
don't even think we can even say the
That-
word Super Bowl.
That comes with part of the context of buying it.
I don't think so.
We also
No, our lawyers are waving us off there.
No,
They
listen to
said that
them.
we can't talk about it.
listen. You get
We're
Roger.
breaking the law.
Me and Roger Goodell spend a weekend on
No,
the
it's
corporate
Paul
yacht.
Tagliabue. To me, he'll always be the
Me
NFL
and Paul
commissioner.
and Roger will spend a week on the corporate yacht with the players people, and not only will get you your new bargaining agreement, but we'll
Because I don't
take
know if
care
you
of all
know
those.
this, but Jerry Jones has some pretty ferocious lawyers.
Do you know what else we sponsored?
What?
We sponsored some of those sections of seats.
400
Yeah.
seats that people weren't able to have.
They weren't able to sit in the Big Dave and Company
No,
party deck sections.
What was it? The deal with that was partially because of the fireworks also and the proximity or something to where they were going off or something like that?
I don't know. The fire marshal wouldn't certify, and they said they weren't safe and they weren't constructed soon enough, and blah blah blah.
Well, knowing Jerry Jones, he did it at the most economical possible way.
I'm sure. Yeah, I enjoyed the Super Bowl a lot. I thought
I
parts
didn't
of it were
ask
boring,
if
but
you did. I don't really
I
care.
don't
if
care.
you
I'm
did.
telling the company
Oh,
that they.
Okay.
Sarah Tance wants to know.
I bet she does.
And I gotta say, a lot of people have been harping on Christina Aguilera.
She sucked.
Would you like to hear my take?
Sure.
Yes, she sucked.
Yes. And
Okay.
boy, did she look terrible.
And yes, she forgot some words. And
yeah,
yes,
that happens.
and yes, she was terrible. But here's what I'm
She's
going
a
to tell you.
no-talent ass clown.
Normally, I would give you a pass on forgetting the words because if I was singing
Sure.
the national anthem at
Yep.
the Super Bowl, I would be nervous as shit.
Absolutely.
You would actually see Brown running
Right.
down my leg or pee like I was
Or
Fergie at a
both.
concert.
Or both.
Yeah, because I would be shitting and pissing myself because there's millions of people watching. So I can understand forgetting the words.
And you're a media mogul.
But here's my point: is if she would have just sang the fucking song right,
Correct.
she probably wouldn't have forgot the
Instead
words.
of making it all artsy fartsy.
Yeah, because honestly, you know what people want in that they want her to sing it and go away.
right.
They don't give a shit about the
Right.
rest.
Plus, there's something to be said about the tradition of the national anthem.
Yes.
And not really
like you
fucking
can
with it.
you can do some things with it as long as you keep it in the context of the melody. But she was like making up melodies. She was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light?" And I'm like, "That's
you sing about as good as she does.
What a shit.
So don't,
and I
don't
look as
feel
good
bad.
too. I'm
Uh,
less disease
the
infested.
jury's out on that. Well,
didn't-
that may be.
They didn't have to go down there.
It's because you're not buying those condoms at the used condom place.
They didn't have to go down there and disinfect the Big David Company podcast 35-yard line after I was there.
That's true.
Oh, geez. So that was good. Enjoyed it.
So basically, Jerry Jones missed the record setting.
because
of
of this.
that
see.
sucks for him.
Did you watch the halftime show?
I did.
Shitty.
Pretty shitty.
Pretty awful.
Slash was cool,
Yeah, and Usher dance is amazing.
but that's it.
I don't prefer that dancing, but he's good.
He's good. But that's it. That's the
Pretty
only
much it.
redeeming points.
I heard one of the guys on ESPN Radio said, well, I liked it because now when people ask if I saw Tron 2, I can be like, yeah, I saw Tron 2.
Yes,
It's like
I
20 minutes
did.
long.
I mean, talk about a fucking studio band. The Black Eyed Peas.
I heard that.
They're not that good.
I can tell you, though, Fergie's still pretty hot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I thought that there was going to be another wardrobe malfunction this
That'd have been
year.
so
I
sweet.
kind of thought everyone would get to see Will.i.am's nipple.
Oh no, that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, so that's what about Valentine's Day? That's coming.
Yeah.
Do you have plans for Valentine's Day?
I don't really have plans. I probably should make some. 'Cause
Probably
my
should.
fiance would probably enjoy.
She would be upset if you didn't do that.
Yeah, and if I want to get laid anytime in second half of 2011, I better do something.
Second half.
Because I'm pretty, I'm getting it pretty steady now. But
We're
forget
not
something like
we're not even a
Valentine's Day.
third of the way in.
Well, you know what I mean. You forget something like Valentine's Day, and you're in Chateau Bow Wow.
You should do something.
I know.
Do you want to know what I'm going to do?
What are you doing?
Hired Teddy McHuggin.
To do what?
Follow my lady friend around and give her hugs all day.
Oh, that's creepy. I
Uh-huh.
don't think she's gonna like that. You better rethink that.
I gave her 14 coupons. I gave her 14 stop coupons.
The stop coupons. Oh, those are important.
So she's like on the toilet, and Teddy comes like busting in.
She can slip one under
When
the
Teddy
door.
comes busting in like the Kool-Aid man through the door. She
be
can
like,
give
"Oh,
him the
stop."
stop coupon, and he'd be like, "All right, I'll see you in a little bit." But then as soon as she steps out, I'm sure he'll be there, like a hugging machine that he is.
Well, with a name like McHuggin,
Oh yeah.
I mean, you have to hug.
Teddy be following her around.
That's kind of your calling in life.
I'm in like Flynn, Teddy McHuggin.
I don't think you're going to get laid if you do that, Dave. You may want to rethink it.
You
You may want to go with the old jewelry or candy or both,
Listen, even if she breaks up with me,
which she will.
then I still have Teddy McHuggin for the rest of the day, and he will console me with a cavalcade of hugs.
But you better have some stop coupons, because
No, I don't want to.
it gets annoying.
I'm not going to want to stop.
You're going to want to stop.
And then I
Too
also
much of a
hired.
good thing.
He could bring
is
in
not
his
good.
cousin Teddy McHold me.
Look what happened to your hairy palms. I mean, too much of a good thing is
Too much.
it's too much.
Too much. Too much.
And you're blind in your left eye, so just like Patsy told you.
In both. All this banter was actually brought to you by the Sunflower Toaster Co-op still. I read that too early.
You did?
But it's also brought to you by the good folks at Morningwood Estate. Go online for the details of the Morningwood Estate Valentine's Day photo celebration. Get a beautiful photo of a Valentine's Day room decked out for Valentine's Day for you, for a price. Show it to your lovely. It's like being there, but not really at all.
Right. Guaranteed to get laid at Morningwood.
You can actually put the photo down on the floor and hump on it, I guess. It's kind of like doing
That's
it there.
creepy.
So let me ask you a question, Michael Legis. You're a technical producer.
I am.
You're a third-generation Tahitian.
I am.
Okay.
Today.
Do you like beer?
I enjoy beer.
Okay, let me tell you about some exciting beer-related news.
Mm-hmm.
A local government of the Åland island chain
Island?
Yep.
Where the hell's that?
between Sweden and Finland.
You would know that.
Half of it is Swedish, half of it's Finnish.
Okay.
The local government on the Finnish side has commissioned the Scientific Institute of Finland to try and recreate the oldest drinkable beer found on Earth.
Okay.
Isn't that exciting?
No.
Do you want to hear some backstory?
I better.
2010, they found a shipwreck
Okay.
off of one of the islands.
All right.
And it contained a whole bunch of bottles of what they thought were champagne with all these labels on. It was bound, they think, from Copenhagen, Denmark to St. Petersburg, Russia.
Okay.
Two fantastic cities, both friends of the show.
Okay.
And it sank, and they found this shipwreck. So they brought the bottles up, and one of them burst at the surface.
Happens.
Found out that it was not champagne inside of it, it was beer.
Well, how could they tell?
And
Being
it
that
was-
old, though.
And it was drinkable.
Come on.
They say the shipwreck dated from 1800 to 1830, and they brought in 4 professional beer tasters to taste it.
Come on.
Yeah. So
It was
they found,
drinkable.
They found almost 300-year-old beer, 250-year-old beer,
How could it be good?
and drank it.
How could it possibly be good?
I don't know that they said it was good. It was drinking.
Why did they?
They said
why
it
didn't they
tasted very.
die?
They said it tasted very old,
Yeah. Talk about skunky beer.
and that it was quite acidic. But at the bottom of the Baltic Sea, you'd think it'd be cold enough to kind of. So anyway, what they've done now, this local government apparently doesn't have
So
enough
now-
stuff to spend money on, so they've commissioned them. They're going to test the yeast.
So they're going to have like old tasting acidic beer
No,
on the shelf.
what they're going to do is they're
and
going
they're going to call it the worst shit you ever put down your gullet ever.
No, it's not Keystone Light. They're going to they're going to test
That was just so bam. No, it's not Keystone Light.
Shipwreck's oldest beer, brought to you by Keystone Light.
Keystone Light. Hey, I made it through college on a lot of Keystone Light.
Guy who lives
Bush Light, and don't forget Milwaukee's Best
guy
Light.
who lives across the street from the World headquarters doesn't leave, and his mom or some lady brings him Keystone Light by the 30-pack.
Why doesn't he leave?
I don't know. He's useless. So
Yeah, but I
watched
wouldn't
one
leave
day-
if I was getting
I
a
wa-
steady supply of beer either.
He does his laundry and brings him
Oh,
food.
sweet.
So I watched him dump his garbage the other day. Okay, because the garbage man came by. Dumps the can. Here's one bag, comes out. Then like 15 Keystone Light 30-pack containers. And then another bag of garbage, and that was it.
So he just sits there and gets fucking
Just-
hammered all day.
They play video games from what I hear. Anyway, so this beer, what they're going to do some testing on it. They're going to try to pull DNA from the yeast, if they can.
Oh, my God.
To determine what kind of yeast it is and what is the most comparable
At the cost of
current-
several $1 million.
And they're going to like analyze to see if they can figure out what it's made of, and they're going to try and recreate it.
That's dumb. There's so much other shit that we could be spending our money on.
This is a local Finnish government that's doing this. I don't know where they're getting the money. I don't know why they're doing it. Although, I think they can make a ton of money if they figure it out and start. brewing beer.
Probably. But why would a government be doing this?
Here's my question. Why? Because it's Finland. They have nothing better to do. They dance around in colorful clothes with tassels on their
That's
shoes.
true.
Drinking Keystone Light. This is probably better.
I'm sure it is better. It's at least as good.
So I guess my question is, why don't you do this? Why don't you figure out what fucking boat it is, or figure out like on the packing crates or something who sent it? Go back to Denmark and find the records of who sent it and what kind of beer it was. And there's probably a recipe there. Fucking European people keep shit forever. Okay,
That's true.
They have places called Hall of Records.
Yeah. We call those libraries.
We call those the basement.
It's because our history only goes back a couple hundred years.
You know where my Hall of Records is? Is the fucking basement. There's a
Of the
filing
world-
cabinet down there.
The worldwide headquarters.
Yes. So that's what's going on today.
So Basement's brought to you by
Basement's Finished Beer, brought to you by our good friends at West Virginia Power and Light. Now announcing winter heating credits for high-capacity corporate users. Also announcing a 3% rate hike for all residential users. That's our good friends at West Virginia
That's
Power
a
and Light.
fuck job. It sounds like it's is that a wholly owned subsidiary of Morningwood Estates?
No, but it sounds like it.
It sounds like it might be.
I bet Lady Rebecca or Sir Jason sits on their board. Anyway, it's West Virginia Power and Light. We're always on. So that's all I have for today.
All right. I don't have anything
Don't
else.
forget to call, go online. Here's some homework for you, company. Call or go online to find out about the Morningwood Estate Valentine's Day photo celebration. Okay, now through Valentine's Day. Call or go online for that. Go online to www.bigdaveandcompany.com.
Great website.
Look at all the stuff that's there. Go listen or go find us on Facebook and
Right.
like us. Love us. If there
Love
was a
us.
love button, you could put it.
But for now, you can
love
like.
us.
And maybe
we're-
after a couple dates,
You'll love us.
then you can love us.
I like you, but I'm not in like with you.
We like to take things slow here at the Big Dave and Company
So
podcast.
go check that out. That's we're on Facebook at Big Dave and
Sex
Company.
on the third date.
Check us out on Twitter, Big Dave and Co. There's always stuff happening on Twitter or Tweeter, as some people like to call it. And go to the store. Check and see if we actually have something you want to buy, because I know we do.
Yeah, we're getting low on some things. Some of the T-shirts are getting low, so you better buy now.
So go by now. That's our store. It's a podcast or Twitter. We're everywhere on the web. Go to Yahoo and type in Raging Mega Hard Boner.
No, don't.
See what comes up.
Just in case the search changes, and also we get some hot gay porn.
So what? What's wrong with a little hot gay porn? Anyway, is there anything else you want
Search
to
at
say?
your own risk. That's what I'm going to say.
Buy
Don't do that from work.
Buy a Big David Company toast. Get down. Kona the Wonder Puppy's trying to eat my paper clips.
That's all right. She's been pretty good this week.
You should also look for Big David Company branded toasters.
And the used
Ones
condoms.
and used condoms at the used condoms. So, anything else you wanted to say? Talk
No,
about today?
that's
all
it.
right. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. I am Big Dave on behalf of all my company, saying thank you for listening. Check us out online. Oh, and if you have comments or want us to read your thoughts on air,
Keep them to yourself.
podcast at bigdaveandcompany.com. Send us an email. I am Big Dave saying thank you very much, and we'll see you next week. Next week on a very special Big Dave and Company podcast, we tackle the serious issues of the day in a way that only Michael Licious and I can do it.
Why in the hell would we do that? That's not funny.
I don't know. I just don't know what we're going to say, so I made a bunch of shit up.
What's new? We're live, baby.
Almost live.
Special, very special. It's like doubly special.
Yeah, it's beyond. It's a special, very special podcast.
I can't believe you just said that.